All right, my list for Wednesday, I'm going to be brief here. Netlist, NLST, gapped up. You see, that was the pre-market high. I was looking for a gap play, but reversed instead. But I still want to watch this. I'm kind of glad that it's starting to fill this gap. Pretty impressive news on this thing, and I think it could reverse violently to the upside one of these days. But as I always say, it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. KB Homes may be overdone. That is one big candle down to breaking the October lows briefly before bouncing a little bit. So I want to watch that one for a bounce, but depends on the market, depends on the other builders. Logo goes back on watch. That was my best trade today. Thanks to Jody in the chat room. She posted the news that the CEO was going to be on CNBC, and I couldn't find an entry in this goofy thing. I like the chat. I like the chart going into today. It was already on watch, but then, I mean, if you watch it unfold today, it sells off here, then takes out the high of the day 15 minutes in. But it was just really whippy, and I just couldn't find what I deemed a clean low risk entry. Then it looks like it's toppy, then it keeps grinding, and now it's all the way up at 24, and I don't want to chase it. So anyway, thanks to Jody letting us know that CNBC was going to have the CEO for Loco on. I know Nigerian likes it. I know it went crazy on the IPO and is really beaten up since, and it's been pretty strong lately. So for several reasons, I had this on watch. And then with that news, and this is pre-CEO appearance, I was loving this pullback. You see that volume on that first spike. I went ahead and turned on the projector and told everyone I like it anywhere here under 24, or the actual entry I gave. So this is what it was, down here in the 23.90s. I said use a 20 or 30 cent stop. But then as it started to come back up, the other entry I gave, I think, was 24.07. And look at this. It went straight to almost 25. Went to 24.90. And I had a really nice trade there. And I probably wouldn't have taken that if it wasn't for Jody, one of our members in the chat room, posting that the CEO was coming up. So that was exciting to me, and I loved the pullback, and it worked like a charm. It actually closed pretty strong. So now with the daily, you had this bounce, little flag, and it's some volume again. I want to keep watching that. I probably needs to rest for a day or two, but keep Loco in your crosshairs. CLF, in a weak market, that thing closed at its highs of the day again. Needs to be on watch. CYTR, another red day. Of course, the market was red. Now it's hitting the 8-day and the 200-day from above. That one might be due for a bounce. Didn't do anything with it today. TKMR, that's just a weird chart, but it's one of those that if it trades in a narrow range and then gets an upside break because of this volume spike and big gap up the other day, this one could give a nice move higher. So want to watch that one. I believe this is a shipper. I talked about this. Never got a trade in it today, but it's holding up pretty well. And I like this volume. I like this formation down here. I really like VLCCF over 560, so keep that on watch tomorrow. MWE, I held a little gathering in the chat room tonight for anyone that wanted to come by and ask questions and everything. We had a guy pop in. His name was Mike, and he put out a few chart ideas. So I want to make sure and give him credit for it. But MWE is one of them. I mean, this is just beaten up. It's an energy name, but oil closed to its highs today. So this one might have another day or two in the bounce, especially if oil bounces. So MWE, I want to look for some follow through on this bounce tomorrow. And thanks to Mike for that. GameStop, this one's interesting because it's got a lot of shorts in it. Closed at 32.77, but it's up near 35 right now in after hours. And I think it went as high as went over 37. So with all the shorts in it, I'm assuming that was earnings. You think I would have researched that before I made this video, but I'm in a hurry to be done for the evening. And we'll check it out in the morning, see what's causing the gap. But I want to watch GME. A lot of shorts in that one. GCI, another one brought to me by Mike that stopped by after hours. You have a high here, lower high, couple equal lows, and it's sort of break into the upside here, and nice relative strength to the market. Closed out at its highs. So it's kind of near, if you picture a trend line right here, it's kind of near that. But this might make a run to 32 tomorrow. And if it does from this area, that's still a nice trade. So I want to watch that one. And then NOG is another energy name that, while oil's been getting killed, this one finally seems to have found support. Nice volume lately. So I like this one as a possible long also if oil takes off. And that's it. We'll add some gappers in the morning as well. I'm going to cut this short tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.